guys, this is Sifu from Avrad.com. Today I'm joined by Mixingmasters, and today he will be showing you his solar panel factory. Alright, let's get started. Go ahead and come on out, Mixing.
Hey, I'm Mixingmasters, and I am gonna show you guys here the factory floor for the solar panels. One thing to kind of let you know before we get started, anybody that's tried to make solar panels, it is a pain in the butt. On top of that, if you want to get anywhere with solar panels, it takes 512 solar panels to make one high voltage solar panel. That's crazy. If you look over here, this block here is a regular solar panel. In order to make a low voltage solar panel, you need to take 8 of these, surround it with one of these low voltage transformers in a crafting table, and that'll give you one low voltage solar panel. Do the same thing over again with the medium voltage transformer, you get a medium voltage solar panel. Then the same thing with the high voltage, get a high voltage solar panel. So just in making a solar panel is a pain in the butt, on top of the fact of doing all that to sit there and get to a high voltage solar panel. So this is a much cooler automated way to sit and get to that point. Over here, I'm going to start with the basis for a lot of this. The way it works is we take Mark III collectors, energy collectors, and put condenser chests on top of them. For this one, it's full of sticky resin. It's automatically going to generate sticky resin. The 2 pumps here pump the sticky resin into a red matter furnace. The red matter furnace also sits on a Mark III collector, which turns it into rubber balls. The rubber balls then are piped into the alchemical chests, which then are stored, and they're just waiting to be used. Once the chests are filled up, at least I wait until they're filled up, then they can be piped into this crafting table, along with some copper ingots from over here, which will create the copper wire that's needed. Copper wire is then stored over here in 6 chests. Now, if you notice, I've got 3 copper ingots here, and there's chests for 6 rubber balls over here. The reason I do this is because the recipe requires 6 rubber balls and 3 iron ingots. You can try to sit and do like 1 chest and pipe it out in 2 different ways, but if you sit and take like 2 chests and just pipe it out and pipe the ingredients, the ratio is off, and it kind of creates issues with timing, and you'll have too much copper and not enough rubber balls, or vice versa. So doing it this way keeps it synced well, so as the redstone pumps get going faster, then everything stays in its proper ingredients format, and it runs a lot smoother. Once the wire's made, they get, like I said, it gets sent into these containers. You can see the distribution pipes. I'll kind of explain how those work in a little bit. The copper wire is then piped over here to another crafting table. Also piped into this crafting table is 2 chests up here containing redstone. Over here, this is another kind of example of how compartmentalization works for this system. I've got a condenser chest with a Mark III collector with iron ingots. It gets pumped into a red matter furnace, which then turns into refined iron, which then is pumped into another alchemical chest. I can sit here and make refined iron all by itself. The whole rest of the system doesn't have to be on. I can fill this chest until it's full and then shut it off. I don't have to worry about it overflowing, but I can sit and get all the ingredients I need and get chests full, and then I don't have to sit and run everything all at once. This is also great for people that might not necessarily have the greatest of computers, and running all this once would be the biggest lag trap in the world and drive you nuts. So once this is done, goes into this chest, makes for this, in this case it makes circuit boards, gets piped over to this side, and there's 2 alchemical chests once again that sit and collect the circuit boards. If we head back to the back of this side over here, This whole aisle to the left, once again, is basically making a bunch of refined iron, and this is for the machine blocks that once again get stored in an alchemical chest until I'm ready to use it. Um, this way I don't have to worry about making too much of one thing too fast. This side makes the rechargeable batteries for the machine blocks. I use teleportation pipes on this because of the fact that it sends all the product to the crafting table in one shot, and the ingredients all get here at the same time. The teleportation pipes aren't the best things to use, but for this case it is because I've got chests that are right here, right next to me, that are good, that are supplying it, and the ingredients out of this first chest, I'm gonna get way more of those than I will at the back one every time I start this up, and so it's going to throw off the ingredients, the amount of ingredients that it gets, I guess. So that's kind of why I do that. So then once again, the batteries get pumped into a chest or two. I only pump out of one chest at a time because that's the way the recipe works, and it keeps my timing. Like I said, keeps the timing better. Going off, offsetting the timing, or going kind of off the recipe as far as how you add the ingredients will give you issues as far as, like I said, things overflowing and everything comes to a grinding halt. It's really annoying. Um, so over here I need coal dust. So this section, once again, I've got Mark III collector with condenser chest on top. Produces coal, gets pumped down. Now this is kind of where I mentioned before, I kind of explained um, the my mind just went blank now. The pipes here, distribution pipes, excuse me, distribution pipes. If you haven't used these before or yet, the way they work is you can select how many of the items you want to go in which direction. So in this case, I have the coal coming down. 10 coal will come down and go into the rotary macerator to create the coal dust. Out of every 10 coal that gets pulled out of that chest, one of them will go into the generator, and that keeps the generator full, so that way I don't have to refill it. It's all automated. I flip the switch and it just starts piping out coal dust. Once again, the coal dust goes to an alchemical chest for storage until I'm ready to use it. Once all the alchemical chests are done and I have all the ingredients that I need, I can still leave all the other subsections running that I've showed you to keep making more. But I throw this master switch over here, and this starts bringing all those main ingredients together to make the actual solar panels. Um, those get pumped down to the teleportation pipe down below. Once the solar panels are manufactured, we're going to shoot all the way out of this room and across the hall. And in this room, we are going to look at this top chest here where the teleportation pipe is going to, is where all of the solar panels end up. The lower chest comes from this factory in this room, which I'll explain that in a minute. But this makes a bunch of those transformers that I was telling you about that you wrap the solar panels around. Now the way it works is uh, if you look at the chests on the wall, and in the left chest, you'll see there's 8 solar panels and a transformer in the middle. So that's kind of the recipe of how that works. Normally when I do this, I'll do a stack of solar panels and a stack of transformers, and then you can do that in each of the crafting tables in the circle here, and then throw the switches and it'll create low voltage solar panels and throw them into this chest. So you still have to sit and add the medium voltage and the high voltage. So there's still some more work to come, but that's kind of the process of that. On this far end of the room, I won't go into great detail, but a lot of this is kind of the same process. But instead of making solar panels, this is making the low voltage transformers that get sent to the lower chest. I'm still going to have some more areas where I create the medium voltage and high voltage transformers for the rest of the process. But for the most part, that's the factory floor for the solar panels. Some kind of cool things to know. The main factory floor for solar panels, there's over 120 redstone engines that were used. There was more than 40 Mark III collectors, and there was more than 50 alchemical chests slash condenser chests. I didn't bother counting the pipes and all the redstone just because I wasn't that bored. But that's pretty much kind of the floor, and hope you enjoyed this. Back to you, Sifu.
Alright, thanks, Mixing. Alright, well, that about wraps it up. Please subscribe, and thanks for watching.